Okay, this is a Bunn JDF-2. JDF-2 is the model, manufactured by Bunn. It's an iced coffee brewer, dispenser. Says it's temporarily out of order right now because I'll show you in a minute what was happening with it. But like I said, the model is JDF-2. I think you can see that on there on the data plate. It is it does have a compressor in it and condenser fan and everything in there. I'm not really going to break this one down too much. I took the lower front cover off. It goes in like this. Excuse my movement. It goes in like this, and then it'll slides up into two slots in the back, and then just have two screw holes on the bottom that screw it in there. But I'm gonna leave it out for now, as there's a couple of things that I wanted to go over on this one. It was a pretty simple fix, but what happened was the customer was stated that they were not getting any product out of the nozzles here. These two nozzles, as you can see, they're getting product now because I've already fixed it. But I wanted to show you what happens with this. Is a lot of times these nozzles, they will get clogged. And let me move this a little. I'm gonna go under here so you can see. It goes. There's like a twist to it. It'll twist. Give me 1 second here. Okay. It'll twist to your left. There's a little catch right there that you can twist it to the left, and then just give it a little wiggle, and then it'll come down for you. Sometimes it takes a lot, but not too hard, because you don't want to break the nozzle. But just twist it, and then you'll feel it. You feel it let go. Let me see if I can sit it here. It's taking me a little bit. I'm doing it one-handed, and then I kind of see some other things going on here with this. As you can see, that lower platform dropped down. So whoever put this in, they kind of forced the nozzles up in there. So that's why I'm taking them back out. And these were supposed to be clean, but as you can see, they're not clean. Usually I let these soak in cleanser and water, and then go ahead and clean them up. But give me a second. Let me get this next one out, and then I'll show you a little more on that, because I want to try to show you about this circuit board. Okay, so I got I have the nozzles out. I just wanted to show you this. I'm gonna concentrate on these right now, just to get them cleaned up, because in the other company that was out here, they said they cleaned these, and this was the first one I pulled out, and you could easily see that it wasn't cleaned earlier. And then this is the other side. So look at that. It's all gunked up. So I'm glad I took another look at it, even though they said that they worked on it, or that they fixed that issue. I'm glad I took a second look at it just to make sure. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean these up, and then once I get these cleaned up and back on, I'll show you a little more on these. I just usually let them sit in hot water. I use like a little bristle brush to be able to go through the whole nozzle once I let them sit in the hot water for a while, because these have been clogged up for a while. And I cleaned up the bottom, some that had some of the chocolate stuck on there. I cleaned that up, and then now I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up these nozzles, and then we'll come back, and I just want to show you how we do a check on the circuit board, and run it through a sanitizer, clean and sanitize through the valve fittings on there. Okay, everyone, back. I want to show you a little bit about this machine here. Again, this is a Bunn JDF-2 iced coffee brewer or iced coffee machine. As you see, they have 2 flavors. They do have other models that have 4 flavors. Those are JDF-4s, but this is the 2-flavor model, and you have 2 flavors here: mocha latte and a French vanilla latte. And basically, these are the dispense buttons. It allows them to dispense. It's kind of squirting because I don't have the nozzles on yet, but the door opener is down on your bottom right. It just pulls right open. I noticed there's a screw that's missing here, so I'm gonna put a screw in there. So that'll be solid, because when I pull it, you can kind of feel it pull apart over there because the screw is missing. But also on the inside here, you have your blower fan, your condenser fan, and what this does, the operation of this unit is it has a water bath in the bottom, and then there's that water bath freezes up around the sides, and then the water is has a pump, and the water is pumped up through the evaporator that you can see in the back there, and then that's where the cold air comes from the ice water that's coming from the water bath, and then the blower fan blows it into the cabinet right here, and cools it down. Usually between 35-40 degrees. This will get in here, and then they have boxes with the syrup in it, or the product in it, and those boxes have a nozzle that pushes down into here, which I'll show you in a second, and pushes down into there. You may be able to notice that there is a grommet that's missing right here. This is usually a grommet just to protect the valves, these dispense valves, from getting corroded with product and stuff like that, getting through leakage. But I guess someone removed it to clean it, and they forgot to put it back, or they lost it. So I'll have to order one of those and have it sent out to the site, and then they can put it on, because the way it removes, this platform just pulls right up, pulls out, and then you have your a rotating valve in the back. That's like the cylinder that rotates in there and pushes that syrup through the unit. The syrup comes in a box, like I said, and then it injects. The syrup is injected into this valve and shoots into here, into this rotating cylinder, and then the cylinder pushes out the water, and then on this line back here is just the actual water that's shooting in. So it has a quick disconnect on it. but it goes right into the valve itself. And then this is like a little mix chamber where the syrup that's coming through this tan tube mixes with the water that's coming through this beverage tubing that you see on underneath this large one. And then it'll mix and mix the product and the water together in this mixing valve, and then it pours the product out, or dispenses the product out for them. So that's the basic idea on the valve. The platform setup, it's not too complicated. And then again, just to let you know, you see this little screw right here. This screw holds down this whole base section. So if you undo this screw, you can just disconnect that terminal back there. It's you can just disconnect that. That's bringing power to these valves that are inside here. So you disconnect that, undo your screw, and then this platform will, this base will lift up and pull out, and this whole section will come out, and then you just disconnect. You just push in on your quick disconnect, and then you can pull this whole platform out, because sometimes you have to do a repair on one of these valves and it's kind of tight in here, so it'll be easier to just pull the whole platform out and work on it and then put it back in when you're done. Just wanted to show you that real quick. And then this seats right back in like that. Okay. Another thing I'm gonna do is, give me 1 second, just sit it down. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert this this cylinder, this container here. This is my sanitizing container. I use this to sanitize those valves. So as you can see, it has a O-ring on it, and I have it filled with sanitizer and water. And I don't fill it all the way up. I just go like about 32 ounces, I believe it is. Yeah, it's about 32 ounce line. And then you're gonna go ahead and press it down, and then it's gonna be locked in. So now this way, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and dispense some like a bucket or so. Leave my bucket down here and dispense through there, and it's going to clean out those valves, and you'll see once we get started. But as you can see, the door has a seal and everything, and a latch. That's the latch on it, and that's the catch for the latch, and then it just pushes right in and shuts. Okay. And then as far as the nozzles go, I cleaned up the nozzles. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can let you see how those insert. Give me 1 second. So basically I try to line up there's 2 slots. Should be able to see the slot right there. There's a slot here, and then there's a slot like that on the other side. You line those slots up with the little nipples that are out here, right here, these little sides, and then it should line right back up to go in there. See it? I don't know if you can see. There you go. I think I moved it on you. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. So it slides up, pushes up, and then you want to turn it to your right. There you go. So it's in there now. And I'll do the other one here. Here. You just want to kind of wiggle it in, and you'll feel it seat in. Before, when that panel was, this panel was coming off or popping down, what they did was they didn't let it seat all the way in and then turn it. They just pushed it in and then turned it, forced it, kind of forced it. So that'll cause that little lip to drop down. So that's all set. All right, and then this here, I wanted to come down and show you some of the, see if I can get a light in there. That's a little bit better. Okay. I'm going to show you here, like if you can see it. Excuse me, try to get closer here. So this is the compressor water bath switch. Okay, so compressor water bath pump, and you can turn the compressor off or on with this button. And then this here is the program button. So this is always left off when the machine's in operation. Usually the only time that you would need to turn that on is when you want to go in and program it and do a PM maintenance on the machine itself. Then you put it into program in order to make sure that your water levels are right in the water bath. And these tubes over here, you see these tubes here. This tube here is the basic drain tube. It connects to a small little nipple on the top of the foam pack right here. It connects right in there, and then whenever there's like condensation coming from the evaporator, it'll just drain out. It'll drain out of here right into a drip tray, which you'll see. And then this line here is a drain line, a drain and a fill line. So, like during if you have to remove this, it's better to just empty it out. And anytime that you empty it out, you're going to have to give it 24 to 48 hours so to let that whole ice bath. That ice bath is that foam pack right back here. So you need to give it like 24 to 48 hours to thaw out. So keep that in mind also. This right here is the drain tube that you would use to drain out the water out of that water bath back there. And this other tube right here, this one right here, it's also in the water bath. So this is something that you would use on like the first installation or so. But what it is kind of used as a gauge. You can't really see the water level right now, but because I have it full. But usually if there's a problem with these units freezing down, or they're not freezing, or they're not cooling, I mean, there might be an issue where someone didn't put enough water into the water bath, so then it didn't activate the sensor to turn on the compressor to start letting it freeze. So then it's not getting cold enough. So usually what you do is you have to use this drain tube, because it's a drain fill tube. You'll take off this red plug, and then that plug will attach to that. This is going to be something that I'll probably go over in a few months from now when we start doing maintenance on these. I'll be able to show you better on how that works. But as far as, I'm running a little short on time, so I just wanted to go over these basic things with you. But basically back here, back to this water line, when you have this connected here, you'll be able to fill the water you'll be able to fill this water bath with water coming from this nozzle into this tube. And then what you'll do is, as the water comes in, you'll see the water line moving up. Okay, and then you want to get that water line to right about here on the holder, that black holder. You want to get that water line right about up to there, and then you can stop filling. You don't have to fill it anymore. It's that's a good level for it. And then the next thing you have here is an on-off dispense switch. And you see this, it's giving you the on-off, and it's underneath the body, the frame of the machine. So usually you'll turn that off when you're going into when you're turning on the program button. You'll turn the dispense off, and then that way you can program the boards. Another piece of information here is on the board itself. This board indicates to you when everything is ready. So you have those three black knobs there. Those are adjusters. Usually you don't need to make any adjustments. Those are adjusters for the dispense levels of the syrup that's coming through, and the water. Those are adjustment screws there. You can use like a small slotted screwdriver to get in there and turn it if you needed to. But usually they're pretty on point. They're pretty much on point when they come from the factory or anything. But if you look, you see there's a far left green light. That green light is letting you know that the cabinet, if you look above that green light, you'll be able to, you might not be able to see it now, but if you're working on it and you look above the light, you'll be able to see what that light is for. So above that left light, it says cabinet temperature, and it's got to be like lower than 50 degrees. If it becomes higher than 50 degrees for a certain amount of time, say like 2 hours or so, or 4 hours, that or even shorter than that, if it's once it gets below that 50 degree mark, that green light will turn red. And then in the center here, there's another green light right in the center right there. That's not on right now, only because the machine is satisfied right now. So that's for the compressor. That green light is for the compressor in the middle. And on your far right, you see that green light there. Above that, you'll see it'll say water bath. So that's letting you know that the water bath is ready, the compressor is ready, and the cabinet is ready. If I left this door open for a certain amount of time, that left side light will turn red, and then when I close it back, it'll take it a few minutes, but it'll go back to green, because it cooled back down below 50 degrees. So that was just a quick overview on these JDFs, just to let you know I will eventually get around to doing like a PM maintenance on one of these, and show you some more stuff on them as far as calibrating them and stuff like that. But that's like a basic overview, and I just wanted to show you also, like, it's important to make sure that those nozzles are cleaned out, and then up top here, that this is all cleaned out, because they do get pretty dirty after a while with all the syrup and stuff. But give me a second, I'm just going to get set up to do sanitize, show you how we sanitize and put that lower panel back on. Okay, we're back. I'm just gonna show you how we put this panel back on. Like I said, I had to take this off to work on that. Check out that circuit board there. So hopefully you can see this goes right down, like I was saying, and it has little tabs that slide up into like a crevice in the plastic area, the platform area. And then it just has 2 screws that go on the bottom. And this helps to keep the board protected or whatnot. Okay. And then I'm not going to put this on yet, but I'm just going to show you how it goes on. This is the drip tray for this. This hooks onto these, slides right into these 2 prongs that are sticking out. And then that plastic tube that you saw on the right side, it just drips. If there's any drippage or anything, it'll go right into this tray here. And the customer just has to pull it out and dump it. So it's not really too bad. It's not that bad. But right now I'm gonna place that aside and use this bucket because I want to rinse through. I want to rinse through on these valves that are here. Give me 1 second. I just remembered I said I wanted to put a screw in into that side panel, so I'm going to do that now before I forget. Okay. All right, so that's done. As you remember, I put that valve on the left side first. So I'm going to go ahead and press that, and then you can see it's rinsing it out. And I just let it sit for a little bit. Then I do it again. You can see it's a lot clearer now. So you get those you'll get those little bits that come through, but it's better to do it like that than not to do it at all. Because like the way that it was, this would have clogged back up again. And then from there, I just go ahead and dump this into the floor sink, and then go from there. But give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I'm gonna go ahead and swap that canister over to the other side. Let you see that. So I just swapped it over to the other side now, and then we're going to go ahead and purge that out. Let that flush through. Yeah, and then you can kind of see where when it starts getting a little clearer, and you might have little moments where it'll shoot out. You know, you'll see a discoloration, but for the most part, that valve is cleaned out. It looks a lot clearer now, a lot better. Set this to the side. Go ahead and put our drip tray in, and it's ready to go. So now they could go ahead and put their product in here. And take that off. They could go ahead and let it. It's already frozen. I mean, already cooled now, so they can put their product right in there, and you know, and put it back into operation. So again, this is a Bunn JDF-2 iced coffee brewer, and basically we just unclogged the two nozzles, and I just made sure that the water bath was full, and we went over some of the components of the unit itself. So hopefully that was a little something for you to be able to come back on. If you ever had any questions on it, you can always drop me a comment in the comment section, and you can always figure it out, you know. So I thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you at the next job. Thank you. Bye-bye.